Hello guys, welcome to the latest episode of Every Platform, and welcome today to Telford Central, where today we're going to be doing a trip around Shropshire and Flintshire as well. To start with, this station, Telford Central, serves Transport for Wales services between Birmingham International and Holyhead, and also Aberystwyth. And West Midlands Railway, they also serve here going to Shrewsbury and Birmingham New Street. And unfortunately, due to industrial action, they're actually not running today. Avanti also serve here going to London Euston and Shrewsbury. There's only a couple of times a day when they do that. So, what is there to say about Telford? So, the station is right next to what looks like to be a motorway or some sort of dual carriageway. It's basically like a mini little park and ride station, because there are buses that run outside here that take you over to Wellington and other places as well. I think one of them is Lemonstry, which is located about 20 minutes outside of here. It's operated every half an hour. It's unfortunately run by street lights. So yeah, that's the bus bay over here, sort of just around here. So due to strikes, pretty much you're just going to be seeing Transport for Wales today. I can't really imagine you seeing anything much else, if I'm going to be honest with you, but we'll see. What I can say is, if you do check out any updates on posts, etc., please do check out my Facebook group, and also check out my Instagram, KTV Vids for story updates, and also my Twitter @EveryKTV. Sorry, my head's a bit tired this morning. So our train's the 0801 to Holyhead. We're going to take that to Wellington, but before we do that, let's get started on today's video here at Telford Central. Enjoy. Just a quick one, guys, on facilities at this station as well. So this station is staffed all day, Monday to Saturday, between 6 AM and 7 PM, with 10 AM to 5 PM on Sunday. So it is fairly well staffed, and it's got ticketing facilities and everything. And the station actually, for the very first time, hit 1 million passenger numbers in 2011. So it actually took quite a long time to actually build up the amount of visitors at the station. So yeah, there you go. Okay, arriving in here is 153910. And 158824, and something else. This will be our train to take us to Wellington. I'll update you when we get there. Now arrived into Wellington. On this line today, it's only Telford Central and Wellington that are actually being served, so these are the only two we can get to. So here we go. We'll see the 153 head out in just a second, and the 158 update in a minute. Right, going out now. So off goes the 0810 Transport for Wales service from Birmingham International to Holyhead. So welcome to Wellington. This station is actually where me and Brandon stayed last night. There is Brandon, Southern Train Spot 2006, and Rob, Rob's Public Transport Videos, who's joining us today. So we stayed here last night and we got the bus from here to Telford, but it was just so we could start the video at Telford Central. But yeah, the bus station is just outside Wellington station, and the station again is served by the same TOCs that are served by Telford Central. Telford Central serves. The gateway to the Wrekin is also, so I think that's a river that is nearby to Wellington, the Wrekin River. There's actually a 221 that was named after the Wrekin, which was the Wrekin Giant, but I can't remember which unit it was, but it was named the Wrekin Giant. But yeah, quite an old station though, looks rather nice. Architecture wise, looks like it's well looked after. It has got a bay platform down at the far end as well. But yeah, update you soon. We've got an Avanti service in a minute. Okay, arriving in now is going to be the 0833 Avanti West Coast service to London Euston from Shrewsbury. And this one is 221-116. We'll see this one go out in a moment. Alright, going out now is the 0833 Avanti West Coast service to London Euston from Shrewsbury. So that one goes. What did you say, Brandon?
City of Bangor.
City of Bangor on the well, on the name of the train there. It's a named unit. It's all right. The street light's just gone over the bridge. Ugh. Right. Anyway, so yeah, that's Wellington done. And our next plan now is to go over to back to Telford, because we're going to make our way to Shrewsbury by bus because we've got like loads of time. So we're going to go do that. And also there's a lack of trains. But yeah, fun facts about this station before we go. Like I said, it's gateway to the Wrekin, but the station actually on a National Rail Journey Planner is known as Wellington, Shropshire, and the reason for that is because there's an actual Wellington over in Somerset, which but has no station. But our good old friend Izzy, who lives in Wellington, wants it to open again, and I'm sure many others do, because it would be a good link. If for context, it's in between Tiverton Parkway and Taunton, so yeah. Right, so we've now made it to Shrewsbury, and as you can see, the massive entrance right outside, the old entrance of Shrewsbury. It is a very magnificent station, which surprisingly on the series I've only covered off now, quite late on in the series actually. But here we are anyway, regardless. This station serves Transport for Wales, Avanti West Coast and West Midlands Railway, but Shrewsbury is one of Transport for Wales' biggest hubs, where a lot of services do meet up and connections can be made here. The entrance is amazing. There's obviously a big coach here as well. We're going to head inside and we'll update you when we're on the platform. Right, so welcome to Shrewsbury station. So where we are at the moment is platforms 5 and 6. These are the two bay platforms here at Shrewsbury, and this station, this is normally 6 is where the West Midlands services go off. It can go off 5 as well, and also services that reverse here, so services to Aberystwyth and Pwllheli via Machynlleth, they will leave from here as well. We're on 7, which is here, usually used for services to Crewe. The local stoppers stop on 7B at the far end, and then anything towards Milford Haven and Carmarthen via Hereford will come on 7A normally, or just sit in the middle. Obviously everything is used for anything at any given point here at Shrewsbury, because it is a pretty flexible station in terms of the track layout, so it's pretty good in that sense. 4A is used for anything towards Manchester normally, can also again be used for Transport for Wales towards Aberystwyth and Pwllheli as a reversing bit, usually up at 4A though. And 4B, which is where 153323 is sat at the moment, is usually at the far end, usually used for services to Manchester Piccadilly. And then you've got platform 3, which is also used for services to Manchester, probably a bit more, and also services to Holyhead from Cardiff and Birmingham International. So yes, As well as that, the other service that serves here is the very famous Heart of Wales line, which runs from here to Swansea via the very long Heart of Wales line, which goes and junctions off at Craven Arms. That line is going to be very exciting to actually clear, because I haven't done any of it yet, but it will be a very interesting one to clear. I have got a plan in mind for it. Obviously no plans like that get really shared, so you guys just have to wait and see. But yeah, like I said, today we're not going that way, we're going towards Wrexham today. So yeah, I'll update you in a bit when 153 leaves. This is Shrewsbury. Right up on now is the 1019 Transport for Wales service starting here at Shrewsbury to Crewe 153323. Goes. Next stop will be Yorton. So there that one goes. One at Yorton, Priest, Wem, Nantwich, no, Whitchurch, Wrenbury, Nantwich and Crewe.
The next train to arrive at
Okay, arriving now is our train, which is going to be 158829. This will be taking us to Chirk. I'll update you when we get there. Right, we've now made it to Chirk station, and 158829 is about to leave. It is raining. Bit of a welcome sight in recent time this, to be honest. But yeah, we do have some rain. So hood up. So this is Chirk station. So this station, Chirk, serves a hourly service typically between Holyhead and Shrewsbury. Sometimes hourly they'll go to Birmingham, sometimes they'll go to Cardiff, sometimes they'll terminate at Shrewsbury, and sometimes they'll even go as far as Chester. So it can vary quite a lot. And sometimes you can even terminate at Wrexham, which isn't too far away from here. So as you can tell, it is raining quite a lot. Welcome to Wales, where it does rain a lot, so that's fun. Talk more about the station in detail in a minute, but this is Chirk. Okay, so Chirk station, very pretty little station with 2 waiting shelters and a lot of rain. So in each waiting shelter you have a bit of sort of designed art. So you've got, oh, quite nice art actually. Which just shows the what's called the Caergwrle, I think that's how you're going to say it. Oh, I'm trying to be Welsh. Valley, Caergwrle Valley.
You've just offended. So
probably have offended many people.
Disclaimer.
It's either the Caergwrle or the Chirk, something like that. Anyway, it's a walking path basically, and a lot. So local artists have obviously painted what it is like around here. There's Brandon's head blocking it. Around here, you've got the walking trail, which sort of tells you where you can go and how far it actually leads up to. Now, probably the most notable thing about Chirk is that just beyond the station is a factory. You can see some smoke coming out of it. Now, just beyond the north of the station is a private siding where trains, I think about 3 times a week or 3 times a month, something like that. I think it's 3 times a week. Will come along and they'll deliver softwood. This is a softwood factory, which operates just north of here. Now, in terms of the station itself, it did have a station building back in the 80s, but it got knocked down, controversially, like a lot of station buildings, and it hasn't had any real ticketing facilities until recent, but before then it wasn't since 1974. So when Transport for Wales came in, they did add ticket machines, but when Arriva Trains Wales were doing it, there was nothing. So yeah, shows the difference. So that is Chirk. We'll see if anything turns up. But yeah, that's Chirk Station. Right, we've now made it to Gobowen Station. And we're going to take this, well, watch this 158 head out, or these 158s, I should say. And then we'll talk about the station in a little more detail in a minute. So there they are. Update you shortly. Right, there goes 158.819 and 158.832. 175.112 is literally just left as well on a very delayed service from Cardiff Central to Holyhead. So that's off to Birmingham International from Holyhead. Welcome to Gobowen. This station, semaphore signals, level crossing, the standard old classic station kind of things that you'll spot. What is there to say? Well, not much at the moment. Station canopy, probably not as good looking as Chirk, but you know, there's an old wagon over there. Must have been there for a long time. It's a water tank potentially, yeah. It's been there a while, looks like it anyway. Part of the station's furniture. Hourly service on the same pattern as Chirk, so nothing different. Except it has a level crossing and semaphore signals. So yes, that's Gobowen. We'll update you more soon. Right, so first thing to know about Gobowen is this is the nearest station to Oswestry, which Brandon thought was pronounced Owestry, but it's Oswestry. Oz as in like short for Australia, Oz, or Wizard of Oz. Oswestry. So yeah, that's how you say it. Well, most of the buses go there. If they're Shrewsbury bound, they usually go to Oswestry and terminate at the bus station. So some do, some don't, but it's quite a big start point. So yeah, station building is quite a sort of standard one. It has a little cafe, which is nice. I don't know if it's open, but probably not. Was it 7:15 to 3:15? Don't look like it's open though. Maybe closed. COVID probably did that. But yeah, it's a nice little station really. In terms of facts about the station, I don't think it holds a great deal, other than obviously the most notable one being the change shift at Oswestry. We'll have to see. Any other facts that pop up, we'll of course let you know. Right, another fact. This station is actually, the ticket office and everything about it is ran by a company called 7D Travel, which is actually a local rail agency in Gobowen. So it's sort of within that, it's sort of got that thing about it where it's sort of everything's sort of localised in that sense. So it's not Heritage Railway or anything like that, but it is operated by 7D Travel, as is the cafe. Yeah, that's probably the most notable fact. The other thing is about the announcements here. So as you know with Transport for Wales, if you are in a Welsh station, the Welsh announcements go first, the English ones go after. Here at Gobowen, they do things differently. English announcement first, Welsh afterwards. I don't know many other examples of stations in Wales that do that, but Gobowen is one of them. And a very classic sign as well, which looks like it's rusting away a little bit. But yeah. Right, that's Gobowen in a nutshell for you. Next stop for us is Ruabon. We'll update you soon. Okay, arriving in now is going to be the 12:43 Transport for Wales service to Holyhead with 158.830. We're going to be taking this to Ruabon. I'll take you soon. Alright, we've now made it to Ruabon station. We're going to watch the 158 head out and go from there. I'll update you soon. So welcome to Ruabon as 158-830 heads out to go over to Holyhead on a 2-car service that is full and standing, of course. We almost ended up standing up, but there were some very rowdy people on the train and I think the police have been called, so they'll be meeting them at Wrexham if that's the case. So we'll talk more about the station in a minute, but it is a very nice looking station, Ruabon, with the Welsh translation being very similar. So it's been pretty much transport for Walesified, in other words, red signage everywhere, which is nice because not every station has that. Gobowen didn't have it. I think Chirk did have it, but Gobowen doesn't, so but Chirk and Ruabon do. But yeah, as you can tell, ticket machine even, basic shelter facilities, so you know, the basics, a footbridge, so yeah. But we'll talk about unique stuff about the station in a minute. So this station, Ruabon, serves as a train and bus interchange almost. You see down there, little bus shelter down there, that's where Brandon and Rob are. Down there, little red bus shelter, that's where we're going in a minute. But the station is actually made of limestone and a few other materials, but it is a limestone sort of, yeah, it's made of limestone basically. Can't always find the words for these sorts of things because my brain never works that well, and that's just the honest truth. So it's kind of a it's a Tudor style house, but it's a locally sourced honey coloured limestone colour, which makes it quite attractive actually in terms of how it looks when you just sort of go past it. So yeah, it's quite a nice one. So it does make it one of the nicest looking stations in the country, just because of the building outside. So we walk up here, you can see the bus stop there. That's where there's Brandon and Rob, and then there's the building. It does look rather nice, to be honest. There's not really much else to say about the station. It does serve a little village called Ruabon, and like I said, the facilities about the station. It is the same service pattern as Chirk and Gobowen. And now we're going to head to Wrexham General. So there is coverage of Ruabon for you.
Calling at the following
right, so we're now here.
Questhill, Caergwrle, Hope, Penyffordd, Buckley,
so
Hawarden,
we're on a 150 at the moment. We won't be able to get Wrexham General just yet, but later this evening it will be featured because we changed there again. Just because we had a bit of a tight connection due to the bus we were getting from Ruabon being late. So, we're now on our way.
The next stop is Questhill. Thank you.
And I'll update you when we get to our first station today. Fair, when we get there. Right, next station we've arrived into is, forgive me for saying this, Penyffordd. I think that's how you say it. Not too sure though, but we are here. 15237 is the unit. Didn't quite get that at the start, but we have got it now. Here it is. Probably be seeing a fair bit of that in the next section in this video. Right, so this station is Penyffordd. I think that's how you say it. Penyffordd, something like that. It's BEFF, that's how it's kind of pronounced. Now, Cefn y Bed is probably how everyone thinks it's pronounced, but no, it's Cefn y Beth, something like that. It's really weird. Anyway, this station is served by the Wrexham Bidston line. We're on the Borderlands line now. We're on actually the other side of it, the Welsh side of it. So yeah, we're going to be visiting those stations this time, and then once today is done, we will have completed that line. Now, I just want to apologise for the clip jump in between me finishing at Ruabon and then me being on a 150 somewhere. The reason for that is because we basically had to run from the bus stop to Wrexham General because the bus was late, and we had about a 9-minute connection, which turned into about 3 minutes because of the bus being late. But we made it, which is good. If we hadn't made it, then we probably would have worked out something. So yeah, so this station, we'll talk more about it in a minute, but this is Cefn y Beth. So as you guys have probably noticed, this station has a barrow crossing, which we focused on a minute ago. Now, if you don't know what a barrow crossing is, which hopefully by now, if you watch the series, you probably will know, and if you watched other videos, you probably will know, and if you're clued up with the railway, you probably will know, that it is basically a self-care level crossing. In other words, cross it like you'd cross a road, with care. So don't do a stupid person and just run over it whilst the train is like a metre away from you. Not a good idea. What, so you're going to play chicken with trains now, are you? Okay, right, I see how it is. Not a good idea, Brandon. Yeah, so just to give you an overview of the station then, so it was opened in 1866 with the intention of serving what it serves now. So everything is exactly the same as it was. But it was by the Wrexham, Mold and Connors Quay Railway is what opened it. So yes, as you can see, the station has absolutely bugger all. So it's got a rundown shelter on one side and a not so rundown but quite nice looking shelter on the other side. The station is served by an hourly service which comes every hour and a half on a Sunday between Wrexham Central / Wrexham General and Bidston on the Borderlands line. And also referencing Borderlands, hell of a good game, by the way, just saying, play it if you're a gamer. But anyway, moving on, let's head to the next station, which is something in Welsh. Let me look on the little plan we've made. Hold fire, everybody. I'm going to the plan. It's Caergwrle. Caergwrle. Don't know how you say it. Caergwrle. I'm going to say it like that for now. That was a pathetic pronunciation, but we go with it for now. That's our next stop. We're getting a bus there. Right, so next station we've reached is Caergwrle, which is located again on the same line. So this station, a bit more scenic actually, it's quite nice. Bit more of a modern shelter on one side and a not so modern one on the other side, but looks like it's surrounded pretty well by scenery, which is nice. So same frequency, same everything else, but yeah, we'll wait for our train to turn up, and if there's any facts about the station, then we'll let you know what they are. There's a couple of cycle lockers here as well, which I presume are for people just to lock their bikes away, or you know, when they're hiring them or something. But yeah, we took an Optare Solo here, by the way, for 2 minutes. Great long journey. Right now there is 15236. Well, I'm going to rush over and go see it, but you can see it go out from there, just to see the there it goes anyway. You can just see the gap down from here. There that one goes. So a common theme of a lot of stations around Flintshire and Shropshire is that a lot of them have ticket offices that were closed in like the 60s and 70s. Well, this one in particular was closed in 1969. So yeah, it was closed on that year, and ever since it's just been like this abandoned halt almost. That's what it kind of feels like. It's kind of, yeah, so it's not really got a lot of historical significance, this station, other than knowing that the ticket, you know, it closed in the 60s, so it's probably one of the ones that's been without any facilities for the longest. It's been unstaffed for that long, but but there was a time, obviously, when it was more important that it was staffed. The station was actually renamed from Caergwrle to Castle and Wells to Caergwrle on the 6th of May 1974. So it has been renamed a couple of times, and the signal box was closed in the 80s. So yeah, there's a little bit of history to it, but yeah, it's no longer any historical significance about the station. It remains, really, other than probably that shelter. Okay, still at Caergwrle, and arriving in now is going to be the 1444 Transport for Wales service to Bidston. This one is from Wrexham Central. 15236. Update you when we get to Penyffordd, the next station. Okay, we've now reached Penyffordd. Another station in the Borderlands line with the same service pattern and everything, so I'm not going to explain about that again. But here we are with 15236 about to depart, heading over to Bidston. So there it goes. So welcome to Penyffordd. There's a signal box, or signal house, right up next to me here, with the sign Penyffordd on it, which is quite cool. This station is actually getting done up a little bit to improve accessibility at the station, which I think they really should do at some others, but this one needed it. Obviously it's a ramped entrance, and they're doing some new stepped entrances as well. Semaphore signals are at the station, hence the signal box to the left of me just then. And a level crossing at the end. So probably so far on record the most modern station on the Borderlands line we've seen today. So this is Penyffordd. Any facts, we'll let you know soon. So update for you then. So this station, Penyffordd, similar to the others, signal box has actually been around for a long time, but it's gone through a fair few refurbishments during its time. So it's yeah, it's had work done to it, fair bit about it. So the station itself isn't listed as DDA compliant due to the Barrow crossing, which there is another one over there. So that's one thing. And yeah, like I say, it's kind of out of the way, the station where it's located, because right next to it is like a farm or something anyway. But anyway, that's probably, you know, you take away all of that history, that limited history, and you walk over here and you see probably something that stands out amongst the rest. This station has a payphone. However, that payphone is rusty and doesn't really work. So
It takes card.
It takes card though.
Cash.
So it was old enough to do what everyone else did during COVID, I see. Right. No, that's probably always taking card, to be fair. Right, so we're on the 1509 Wrexham Central service, and we're taking that to Hope, Rob Station.
I hope that you're not taking the Hope.
Great. Oh, by the way, there's a on-demand minibus there as well, which is one of the council ones that you can just call and hire, I think. So yeah, update you soon. Okay, arriving in now is going to be the 1509 Transport for Wales service to Wrexham Central. This will be 15237 on its return. And off we go on here to Hope. We'll update you soon. Right, we now reached Hope Station, and 15237 brought us in. This station is in English, would you believe? Probably not an English station, but his station's name is in English. Another one with a barrow crossing. This is Hope Station. This is funny enough, the Welsh translation is Ear Hob, which, you know, to fit in with the theme here, it could be Ear Rob. Ear Rob Hope. Amazing. Anyway, this station looks more in the middle of nowhere than all the others, to be honest. More on the station in a bit, but it's called Hope brackets Flintshire, because it is not the only railway station in the UK to be called Hope, because there is one in Derbyshire, but
I hope that you're wrong.
but it's nearer to Sheffield, that one, so yes. So this was another station that got demolished, well, had its station buildings demolished in the 1960s, and it became unstaffed in 1969, so it would have been demolished and unstaffed around a similar time. The station, what is there to say? Oh yeah, so the name was changed to Hope Village because it does serve the village, which is nearby, and it's different to differentiate it from Caergwrle and Hope Exchange stations, which Hope Exchange was an old station that used to be open. Caergwrle is still open. Is still open. And again, like the others, it had a 17 lever signal box that was situated beyond the station just over there, but it now doesn't exist. So yes, that's a quick overview of Hope Station, done and dusted. The next station is Buckley, and we'll update you when we get there.
We're going towards Wrexham
Right,
again, aren't we?
so we're now at Buckley Station. Now this station is probably the one with the most surrounding area. Let's say it's a tiny platform for a start, but it's right next to a local taxi firm and a garage and the window cleaners. So window cleaners. Actually no, it's window fitters. Ignore me, window fitters. Barrow crossing again here at Buckley, and again another station where it's not hard to pronounce the name. Hope and Buckley, happy with that. One notable thing about Buckley is, first of all, it's flowers. It's really, really nice, well looked after. And its departure board still says the next train is at 10:53. It's 15:58. I don't think that's the case. But, you know, you do you, Transport for Wales. You know, we always like it when you do that. Anyway, so same pattern, everything else, but a lovely curved track over there. Not going to talk about the station too much because it's got the same history as all the others, but yeah, all these stations seem to have a barrow. As I was saying quickly before my camera rudely interrupted me, all these stations have a barrow crossing. So yes, we're going to head over to Questhill now. That's the next station for us at the beginning of the Borderlands line from Wrexham. Update you soon. Alright, here's 15236. We're taking this to Questhill. Right, now at Questhill, which is properly Welsh pronunciation. 4 minutes late into here, but you know, we move as always. Watch 15236 head out to go to Wrexham Central. So,
oh my god. I'll be back.
there's a Lidl outside, guys. Brandon's very happy. Welcome to Questhill, which this station... Wait for me. Wait for me. Of course, but wait. Kindly. Anyway, welcome to Questhill. This station, same as the others in terms of frequency, but oh my god, the station's shelter is tiny. Just this little thing here, but it's got like a bus style shelter inside of it. As Brandon very well noticed, there is a Lidl right outside of here, and yeah, just two tiny shelters. Similar history to the others. Demolished, closed. They've all gone a similar fate, really. But this one doesn't have a barrier crossing. Oh yes, it does. I think it does. No, yeah, yeah, it does have a barrier crossing, but it also has a road bridge connecting the two platforms. More on the station soon.
Barrier crossing.
I just said that. Funnily enough. You're too far away to hear. Right, we'll update you soon. Well, our next move. Okay, arriving now is 15236 again. This time from Questhill to Hawarden Bridge, the only request stop on the line. More on that when we get there. See you when we get there. Right, we've now reached Hawarden Bridge. What on earth is this station? Is the first question I have amongst a load of many others. But before I ask any of those questions, let's watch 15236 go out in what must be one of the most railway stations I've ever seen. Okay, right, so welcome guys to Hawarden Bridge. What is this? This station looks like it's closed, but it's not. Cool bridge at the end though. It doesn't feel safe here. It is overgrown. Like, you wouldn't think this is a railway station, you think this is a pathway. Anyway, there's the big bridge over there, which once you get across, you can actually see Shotton High Level Station. We have just gone past it. So, what is there to say about this station? Well, this station has hardly any trains. This station only serves about 2 or 3 trains a day at this station. Otherwise, most will just go past, go past Hawarden Bridge and go straight to Neston. So, yeah, it's an interesting one really, because it's one of those stations you wouldn't really expect to be to have anything. But anyway, basically they call him frequently. They only go to Wrexham and Bidson obviously, but I'll explain more about the station soon. This is Hawarden Bridge. So just to give you a little insight into this station, so as you can tell, there's not really a lot to see here at Hawarden Bridge. One of the main things is that the main pathway out here is not dedicated to the public, so it can be used for basically anything. But yeah, entrance is basically through here. You go in, and those are the 2 platforms, and here's a barrier crossing which basically gets you out of the station, interconnects you to any part of this station. So yeah, there's hardly anything here. The station is served by 4 trains going south and 3 going north, so, and only in the morning and evening peak. So yeah, that's about it really. However, on a Sunday in 2013, the timetable did say that any train that goes along here would stop on request. So yeah, I think it's also the least used station in Flintshire, and probably one of the least used stations in Wales. But yeah, there we go. Hawarden Bridge done. Nothing much else to see here really, other than explain to you how weird and awkward this station actually is, because it really is bloody awkward. The next station, and one of the last intermediate stations on this line, is Hawarden, where we're heading to next, by bus of course. The reason we're getting there by bus is because good luck getting a train from here now, because it just wouldn't happen. So we're just outside Hawarden Bridge now. So the more fascinating bit is the scenery outside of it. It's almost a mix of scenic and industrial. We've sort of scenic this side, and then it's a bit spoiled when you look all the way down there. Places like that give me the chills, kind of, but I don't know why. But yeah, so what what I can tell you is it serves a lot of neighbouring areas. So Shotton is pretty close by, so the station is open as a sort of convenient one for workers in the industrial area, but that's why the trains are served by only served in peak time, because it obviously picks up and drops off those workers for convenience. The station, like I say, every station has a reason to be open. That one, Hawarden Bridge, that's basically the reason. Even if they reduce down the service just to make it convenient for others, it's worth doing. So yeah, update you soon with our next move. Alright guys, we've now made it to Hawarden. This is the actual Hawarden, not Hawarden Bridge. More cycle spots, cycle places. This station, hourly service again, pretty much the same. Nice footbridge actually, same history as well, very similar.
Campbell's footbridge.
So what we're here, hang on, what we're going to be doing now, we're waiting for the 1806 Transport for Wales service to take us back to Wrexham Central. So Hawarden done basically. I kind of want to say more about it, but there's not really a lot to say, so all I can say is that there are two stations with the name Hawarden in them, and we've been to both of them today, so you could say it's been a fairly big success. We've still got one more station to do, or two more actually technically. So yeah, to talk about the station in a little bit of depth, which I can do. The station, as I was saying very quickly, the station does have a goods yard which closed in the 60s, but as you can see it's very desolate. There's a lot of remains of what was. So yes, arriving in now, hopefully my battery lasts, is going to be 150 236 again. Here we are again, off to Wrexham Central. Right, now I made it to Wrexham Central station, the terminus of the Borderlands line, which now means that we have completed the entire Borderlands line today. 15236 again, sat here. It's not going to be leaving anywhere until 1936 now, I don't think. But yeah, the terminus station, we'll have a look more at it in a moment, but it's a bit dirty. It's still got a Riva signage as well, I think, to a degree. So 15236 just left. Unfortunately my GoPro glitched, so didn't get it going out, but there we go. So this station generally serves an hourly service to Bidston. Wrexham Central sometimes isn't served by anything. Sometimes there's no trains, because sometimes they all terminate at Wrexham General. So it kind of varies really, but most of the time it's here. It's literally a very, very small journey between here and General. It's only about 2 minutes. It really is really close by. Probably one of the smallest branch lines in the UK. It's got to be this one, because the junction is off from Wrexham General, so it's got to be one of the smallest. But yeah, this is Wrexham Central done. You can tell it's had some new paving obviously put onto the platform, and the station building looks like it's right next to some shops. So yeah, sort of right in the centre of everything, hence the name Wrexham Central. So next stop for us is Wrexham General, the last station of the day. Okay, so just as you leave Wrexham Central, you can see here just the one platform that's sat here. I am filming on my phone now, by the way, just giving my GoPro a rest, but it's, yeah, one platform. It used to be two, it looks like it, but like I said, the station is located within a big shopping centre. Now the bit in green here advertises Wrexham's Plus Bus, which sort of goes quite far out to a degree, but yeah, that's cool, but I don't think it shows any boundaries, which is kind of weird, because that would be helpful. It would be good to show all the bus services and the boundaries on those plus buses. It's the furthest bus stop you can go on it, because me and Brandon and a few others do some plus bus journeys sometimes. We buy a plus bus ticket and we go around the area, so that would be useful. Anyway, so yeah, Wrexham Central done. Next train is at 1946. It is currently 1839. Long time to wait, but there we go. Just to show you what the outside of this looks like. So just for what I mean when I say it's like right outside some shops. Everything seems to be shut now anyway, but here's the entrance. It is actually fairly decent. Bidston, Liverpool, and it just says it in Welsh on the other side, so you can obviously connect to Liverpool from Bidston, which is good. But yeah, so I am now happy to say that on every platform the Borderlands line has been complete. So that's every station in between Wrexham Central and Bidston on the Borderlands line has been completed in some way or another. That would be through the Cheshire Day Ranger or through this trip. So yeah. Right, up on those 152.36. That's the one we would have, well, that's the one that did drop us off at Wrexham Central. That one's now headed off on an empty move, presumably. We're now here at Wrexham General. This is the last station of the day. So this station is on the, what you could call the North Wales coast, I suppose. Well, it's near enough to it. But this station serves Transport for Wales services towards Chester, towards Shrewsbury, and also on the line to Bidston and Wrexham Central. So it's the junction, this one. Wrexham General is basically another version of Llandudno Junction, where it sort of mixes up with a branch line. So yeah, joins up with a branch line and a main line. So that would basically be another Llandudno Junction, essentially. Except Llandudno's two branch lines. One to Llandudno and one to Blaenau-Festiniog. This one's just to, actually there's two here, Wrexham Central and Bidston. But yeah, anyway. What else is there to say about the station? At the moment there's not a lot going on. But yeah, there's 4 platforms. We're on the Shrewsbury bound platform. Then you got platform what platform's this? Platform 1. And 2, 3 and 4 are on this side. So 2 is used for services towards Chester. I believe 3 and 4 are used for the Bidston services, but we'll go look at them in a minute. So yeah, that's Wrexham General. There's not a lot going on here, but if there is, we'll film it. Update you soon. Okay, here comes 158828. And 158818. And they are on the 1904 Transport for Wales service to Holyhead from Birmingham International. So there's that one. Going on now is that Transport for Wales service to Holyhead. There that one goes. So the other platform is actually on the left over here. So where you're looking, if you look on the left, you'll see a little sort of opening. That's the 4th platform. Underneath the road bridge at the far end of the station is the 4th platform. Well, is another platform. Alright guys, so I'm going to finish the video from Shropshire and Flintshire here. So thank you all for watching today's video. Sorry the last bit's been filmed on my phone. Like I said, I'll just give my GoPro a rest. But yeah, so today's been really good. If you have liked what you've seen, please do like and subscribe and leave any comments, because I will get back to them as and when I can. And any recommendations are welcome, so please do leave those in the comments. Today's been really good. Successful all the way through. Stations have been cleared. Every single station we've been to has been completed. It's only now that the railway has decided it's time to mess up. So our train from Shrewsbury to Wellington has been cancelled, and it involves an over 2-hour wait at Shrewsbury. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, the railway's done that. Amongst other things that are going on right now, it's not looking very good, is it? But let it happen, and we move. So to Shrewsbury we go now. The next episode of every platform will be from Fife in Scotland, another Scotland trip. So hopefully, please be problem free. Just please be problem free. I say that because the last 3 weeks haven't been good for railway disruption. But you know, we move. We try to move anyway. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.